Okay, Duane. We know that the physical and psychic realms go through units of time known as yugas. And we are in the last yuga, the Iron Age, where everything is doomed. Then there will come the dissolution of the worlds. And then unaware souls will stay in a state of consciousness until the lower worlds are repaired again. Then they resume their journey through life. It is also a given that it must be so. What we are witnessing in the Iron Age is something that is it looks like clockwork. It's clockwork precision. And so with the worldwide wake-up call that we are doing, is it not like forcing water to flow upstream? Since this detoleration is something that must happen in accordance with the various yugas. So is what we are doing not like trying to beat a dead horse, seeing that nothing will be lost in the end. So
someone has to mute here. Is this ebook or someone has to mute here? Yeah, please, when you come on, everybody, please mute. Please mute right away because we can hear you. This is kind of humorous, Charles, and that is that many horses have been beaten to be dead, and they're hamburgers and whatever at the drive-thru. But actually, that's a good story, isn't it? It's kind of like the Bible and all those cute little stories that are in the Bible. They're fun, aren't they? And how many people still follow that idea? Many of them. And so, what Paul presented, he presented it in a certain way, just like when we were young and our parents told us about Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy. This is how Paul presented the spiritual path that he created, okay? It was a little bit of Looney Tunes, simply because this is all people could take. Realistically, again, look at creation, all right? Where does one yuga begin and another end? It doesn't. Creation is a particular, and creation is like the isness. It has always existed. It will always exist. And creation is based upon free will. People decide that it does exist. And if they decide it doesn't, then it can be possible so, but everyone's not going to agree to that because there's too many people agreeing that it must exist. And so Paul broke it down in a literal sense, just like when we were in high school. Basically, everything was literal, and little was talked about your imagination and being creative. They didn't want you to be that, basically. They taught you to be literal and to be a robot. And so this is what Paul did. He formulated akin to be that. And now, viewing it now, you see it's a very literal position, and it's become more literalized, more secondary, more personal, emotional, and etc. So again, and influenced, especially because, just like the governments and whatever, they're all influenced, and they want to be influenced because they're only interested in control, and that's fine. It's their choice. So, yes, we are in a worse part than we were 30, 40, 50, 100 years ago on Earth. And let's just take the United States as an example. A couple hundred years ago, when the environment was clean and nice, and now in a couple hundred years, it's really bad. Almost everything is dying. And what has this been? Is it supposed to be so? No, it's all from choices. Every moment, every day, people make choices. And they are really not waking up even yet. They want things to be nice. They want things to be fixed or whatever, but they must step up to do it. And so these yuga ages are old ideas. That's all they are. Paul just simplified it, is what he did. And so again, this goes along the lines of predictions and prophecy and whatever, but it's really cause and effect. And this is where prophecy comes in, because there's always free will there. And Paul left the Ekvidia, he left some certain prophecies. But, again, it's always free will. He said that free will comes in, and a lot of the things didn't come to be because, again, the boys are changing things on the real side. They're helping people along, and so they skip over a lot of the things that they've done. The bottom line is this. Doesn't matter what you've done in all your past lives. You want to go back there and look at what you did, feel guilty about it, or you want to go back and feel good about, okay, you were King Arthur or somebody like this, fine, have fun. It all equals nothing because life is now, and if you can reference that as what you've experienced, then it's fine. But if you hang on to it as your reality, then you're just hanging on into a personal sense here. That's really all it is. And so the yuga idea is just that. It's just an idea. It's not a reality because in creation, everything is free will. There's Val again. Everything in creation is free will and it's choice. Hello, Val. Yeah. And so, again, the literal sense of things that we've come to know, Charles, it would be better to see them as a reference and not a reality because you're limiting things to that consideration, you see? And if you simply give up that consideration and see it as a reference, just like all those books you have on your shelf at home. So again, Charles, yes, thank you for asking the question. But these are, again, our old references. And as we keep dragging these things along, it's like beating a dead horse. Yes, it really is. How much you're going to beat it. Again, I reference things accordingly to give people a chance to see more, but for the most part, people want to make these old ideas their reality. And it's like a comfort zone, but what happens is that they will hit the wall. It won't work. None of it will work. You can have all your chakras working, you can have all this knowledge, etc. Guess what? It goes nowhere. Yes, because it's not a true recognition with the isness life is. That becomes the difference. So yes, we can discuss these things, and thank you for bringing it up so people know, just like the chakras, etc. See, now they have a better idea, and that is that they don't have to lodge these things in their unconscious and be limited to them. This is where this world right now, with what you see with the spiritual paths and everything, and the religions and the politics, are unconsciously holding people to old ideas. They want people to be held. This is the age of knowledge, which it has been for a long time. And somebody like David Icke or so many other people, etc. I pick on David a lot. That's great. Okay, he's got some knowledge there. But the end result is he doesn't have the real cure. He has no connection to the is, doesn't refer to it. So people are actually stuck with the knowledge. The knowledge becomes an infection and an interference after a while. This is where, again, people have been indoctrinated to be literal and not truly recognize the all is. It's very important. There is a real difference. Yeah. So thank you, Charles. That's an idea there, and you're very aware. You'll see this for what it is. Yes, we've come through that. No, creation will go on and on and on and on. Paul just kind of gave that story to make it easier for people to understand.